Hey Cancers, and welcome to September. Really beautiful. So happy to have you here with me. I'm jumping into your energy right as we're getting into this reading, and I really feel very protected and very just held by what you're representing and what you're giving to the world right now. I truly feel like September is beautiful for you. To me, you feel like one of the most universally protected and guarded signs of the zodiac. I feel like you're in the right territory. I feel like things are coming true, things are panning out, and expectations are being met this month. So, congratulations for those of you Cancers who are getting there and are truly thriving now, as I feel every Cancer has an opportunity in September to thrive. Nonetheless, you have really only one or two heavier energies that are coming in to probably show you what not to do during this time. But other than that, I feel like it's really easy to overcome, and I feel like 95% of Cancers, which is a huge percentage, have a really good opportunity to thrive. And if you're in that other 5%, you're going through a tough time right now, be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising sign. But I will try to speak a little bit to those Cancers because, it's a general reading, and no general reading is going to resonate perfectly for every person, especially if your chart doesn't really make up like what your sun sign is. So you're a Cancer, but maybe you have like a lot of Virgo or a lot of Pisces or a lot of Sagittarius or something. So Cancer energy may not resonate all that much. But without further ado, everyone, I'm going to get into the reading in a moment. I did just want to say thank you so much for being around and for being here. This is my 2-year anniversary of being on YouTube and giving these readings in this format. I started in September of 2016. So I just wanted to say thank you to the Cancers. You all have really supported me and really made me feel loved and feel appreciated, and I just wanted to say that. And be sure to check out the description box of the video as well. There are a few links there, and you can follow me on social media, and if you'd like to book a reading, all of that. I usually wait to the end of the video to say that, but I just really wanted to express a gratitude to Cancer and to anyone who has Cancer influences, because you guys have really helped me to continue on in times of stress or frustration. Because as much as I love these readings and love putting this out there, it is it's a lot of work, for sure, which is wonderful. I love hard work. I love to put a lot of effort into something and see a result. But unless you really completely devote 100% of your life to this becomes very easy to get out of control and get behind on. But I have personally learned so much through this, and through having really been here for you during your time of need, as I know that Cancer has been traumatized, quite severely over the last few years. I remember when I first came on in September of 2016, actually. I still remember that reading for Cancer way back then. I don't encourage you to go that far back on my channel, just because the quality of the videos were not what they are today. I was not using any type of real microphone. I was using very low quality images and didn't really know how to do this, but somehow I still got to this point. And moving on, Cancers, I'm really excited to perhaps really increase the quality and maybe come on screen more and do different series, etc. But let me know in the comments below what you would like to see, or what you would think to limit or increase with what you're liking on my channel. But as I was saying, Cancer, to really get into your reading and not go too far into my own side of this, it's truly time to mount whatever vehicle you have to move on to where you've wanted to go. So transitional. You have that incredible 6 of Wands that's really jumping out at me. You have 8 of Wands, King of Wands, 10 of Wands. Lots of fiery energy coming in. You have the World and the Hierophant as major arcana. Kind of a little bit of everything. A lot of opportunities to do whatever you want. You've got major, minor, court card, and all sorts of variety of those. So this is sort of an everything month. This is a month where you're asked to carry a burden of someone else, perhaps, and where you're asked to see how others are expressing what they need. And that's sort of an interesting thing. It's almost like you're meant to be a witness for others this month, and you're witnessing many events and many tactile experiences of other people, which puts you into a very interesting karmic location as it relates to the other people who are around. I think that you still feel a bit betrayed and still feel like you're having to carry more than you we're meant to. There's a sense of Cancer compensating for others this month, no doubt. There's a possible chance to really be well rewarded for that and like tipped well, whether that be in money or like universal energy. I do sense that you get completely rewarded for what it is that you are taking on or what it is that you are carrying during this month. And I feel there's a new spiritual connection that you make based on that. So, what you're having to take on, what you're having to carry that belongs to others, really opens up a new spiritual experience for you. And there are a lot of Cancers who have been dealing with this for a while. And I do sense September to be a month where you might have had enough. You might have had enough of really worrying about other people's problems for them, solving other people's problems for them, as I feel Cancer to have very much been a fixer for others over the last year, really, ever since 2018 started up. And this is a month where that either really hits its climax or you start to walk away from it. And that's going to be different for different Cancers. One way or another, it's going to be important to see what you're receiving on behalf of what you've done for others. Are people taking you for granted? Are people really wanting to, repay whatever debt they've assumed from you? There is a sort of debt-oriented mindset that I feel comes up during this month, as there is for a lot of signs. We're moving from Virgo into Libra, so we're thinking, okay, like what have we accrued? What have we done? What energy have we invested? And it's important to really like note that out with the Libra energy, especially towards the end of the month, and think, okay, has it been worth it? Have I gotten what I needed from this investment of energy? And if not, it might be important to think about other paths, which I do feel Cancer to be having the option to step on. There's about 3 or 4 paths generating in September, possibly. It's a similar energy to what I felt in Taurus's reading. So for those of you with like a Taurus placement in your chart, it might be good to watch that reading as well, because it feels like a very choice oriented month where you're choosing what path you want to be on, which direction you want to go. You might get a promotion and you see, okay, I have to like move into another field to really make this promotion work the way that it needs to, or I have to gain knowledge from a new place to continue to move forward, or I can continue pushing in the way that I have and move forward and up in this other way. There's a lot of choices, as I feel it's a very choiceful month for you as well. And definitely something comes to an end this month, though. You do have the World, which to me is a stronger ending energy than the Death card. So a chapter does end and complete, and you need to think about what's after that. After I have done what I needed to in this job, after this relationship has taken me where it needed to go, what comes after? And I feel like foresight is important to develop in Cancer's life right now. Any other intuitive messages that I'm feeling before I get into the week to week? You're rebuilding your nature this month. King of Cups is your central theme, which is a very Cancerian energy. You are restructuring, rebuilding what it is to be a Cancer, what it is to have this cardinal water energy, and maybe letting the other placements or the other energies which pull you take a bit of the back seat now. It's truly a nice time to be in your nature. For a while it wasn't. When Saturn was in Sagittarius, especially through 2017, you felt like you were getting really burned out by being in your own nature. But now with this water energy that's come in, with like Jupiter and Scorpio, and then also all the Capricorn energy that we have in the sky right now as your opposite, it's really a benevolent time to tap back into your very nurturing and formidable, people forget how formidable and strong and structured Cancer can be as well, energy, where you are building loyalty, building connections, and building emotional power, but more so emotional fortitude during this time. So anyway, Cancer, I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week, and we'll see what is specifically coming up for you. In the first week of September, you have the King of Wands rooted down by 6 of Wands reversed. Majorly fiery, strong fire energy coming in. A very strong need to tap into your creative energy, to express creatively, and to even have intimate connections if that's right for you now. It's not a bad time to date. It's not a bad time to, in a safe way, explore these aspects of your personality, as it does feel like you have energy to channel, and it does feel like you have to really not be shying away from the power of those types of things in your life. So it's going to be important to be confident during that time as well, and building confidence, I feel, because Cancer can kind of be a cowering energy sometimes. You like to make yourself feel really small and contained, and I feel you to be expanding and opening during that week of September, and that really carries you through these choices that you have to make as we move forward. Allow yourself to do what you want during that week. I want to do something very strange and different for me. Do it, Cancer. Allow yourself the desire, as long as it's not something that's betraying someone that you love. Watch out for that. That can be a thing once you get like so fiery and so explosive, like you have these sort of lower brain desires and it doesn't really matter what loyalties you have. But that's not really Cancerian. I feel like you guys won't take it that far. But as long as your desires don't betray yourself or those around you, don't second guess them and really follow through on them. Week number 2, Cancers, the Hierophant reversed, rooted down by 10 of Wands. Took me a second there. So the 10 energy has come up. It's another ending energy. This sort of creativity cycle is not coming to a close, but it's going to be important maybe by the second week of September to be thinking about how this moves forward, how this ends and how it reemerges, how this, new brand or new business or new book or whatever creative projects you have, what their purpose is and how can they reinstate themselves once they're complete. I do sense you to be working very hard and perhaps even working very hard spiritually as well. Maybe really digging within and finding what's been weighing you down that you might not have realized, because there is a sense of weight on the shoulders for sure. And I think that this even more so than, job needs or, family responsibilities, it feels like an emotional or spiritual weight, and I do want to validate that for you all. If you're feeling really burned out with like your job or your family or your relationship, I don't think that it's actually those things. I think that there's such a strenuous weight on you from a long time ago with old past feelings that haven't been reconciled. I think that the weight of that makes it impossible to assume the weight of what you are actually wanting to right now. So I would really try to go within during the second week and think, what is weighing me down? What am I not thinking about? Do I feel completely disconnected from the past? Am I even a past-oriented person? If I'm not, why am I still unable to really take on common stress without making it a very, very huge issue in my life, a daily huge issue, because you've got to move forward. There's this strong cardinal energy developing within you, and there's got to be an upward forward motion, I feel, for Cancer very soon. So it will be good to really take off the weight which you don't need so you can move that much more easily. And that happens in the second week, I believe. Week number 3, Cancers, 5 of Swords reversed, rooted down by the World. So ending this chapter of very ego battles. I sense like ego battles which went awry become a thing of the past now. So I do feel like this mainly has to do with other people. But for some of you, it could be within you as well. It's just sort of the archetype of, wanting victory while others experience defeat, wanting to be above others, wanting to see others feeling beneath in some way. And you may have experienced someone like that in your life, and that really kind of was damaging for you, really weighed you down. And then perhaps for some of you, there's been something like that to develop, because oftentimes when you experience that vicariously through someone else, it can really bleed off into your own emotional structures. So this is a great time, sort of mixing with that week 2 energy to think about, okay, what ego structures are weighing me down now? Because ego, it's not all bad. It's not really the antagonist that people make it out to be, but when it really gets tied into victories and losses and more, what do I want to say, things which don't really matter to you that much. So sometimes ego can be good, when you're trying to really change your life or you're trying to make a positive change. Sometimes you need that motivation that the ego can provide to actually elicit that change. However, things that you don't really want or things that you don't really care about that much, those things should not become so ego motivated. And I do feel, whether it be within you or those around you, Cancer, that has become a thing. And I think that starts to conclude in the third week, because you probably see something. You probably see, okay, this actually isn't who I am. Maybe for even the last 10 years, I've convinced myself to be, something that I'm not, very like Leonine or Sagittarian or Capricorn. energy of the way that those signs use ego, I feel that Cancer has inherited, and it's not natural to you, and it doesn't really provide the same types of results. So you might be looking within and thinking, okay, this isn't me, this isn't who I am, I've got to build me. And that entails perhaps releasing this use of motivational energy. Okay, week number 4, Cancer, is Eight of Wands reversed, rooted down by Knight of Cups. This is a successful energy to me. This is the beginning of that creation, the beginning of that transformation back into yourself, because it's like Knight of Cups, which will eventually evolve into King of Cups, which is your central theme. I really like that. You know, you might end up turning something down. You might end up saying, okay, this is something that I wanted for a really long time, but I've realized it was never even about this. It was about showing myself that I could achieve it, not about what I was achieving. Eight of Wands reversed. To me, it says that there's a big windfall that comes and you're like, that's not actually what I need. And for some of you, it's just you're going to accept it and you're going to do it. And you just sort of realize, okay, this is great, but you know, I have more. I can do even more than this, than what I once thought might have been a big windfall. And for others of you, there's a complete disregard of it. So, and don't let that freak you out. Don't let that worry you, because I feel this to be a wonderful exhale and a wonderful weight off your shoulders when you realize what this actually entailed, what this actually meant for you. Okay, that's really beautiful. I also sense it to be a windfall of emotional understanding. And for some of you, that could also be the opportunity to not need that right then either. You know, it's like, okay, there's a big emotional understanding coming. I don't think that I'm ready for that. That's a possibility, and that's a choice that I feel you've made in the beginning of the month, whether you want to have the light bulb moment or not. Like, for example, I see people in codependent relationships who know that, and they know that it's really bad for them, but they sort of out of sight, out of mind, the true tangible proof of that, because they enjoy the volatility. They enjoy the up and down because the up is strong, you know, because of the really powerful down energy. So there's a potential for that. And if, as a Cancer, if you're in that situation, I would urge you to think about why smoothness has become so unattractive to you, or unattractive to those that you love. If it's someone that you're experiencing this vicariously through, do think about smoothness and think about if that would be nice to embrace at this point in time, and if that's something that you're ready to have, because I think that it does come quite easily if you actually want it. You know, because this month is revolving around King of Cups and your true nature, your true masculine cardinal water energy within. As all Cancers, regardless of whether you know you're male or female, you have masculine and feminine energy. The masculine water energy is growing and is encapsulating you this month. So decisions, you know, outward decisions become prevalent. And King of Cups, it's more subtle. The cup suit is more subtle. It's not very tangible. So we're talking outward decisions relating to the things that you can't see in life. So that's pretty complex, but the perfect example is the choice to see the truth of a situation, the choice to see the truth of how somebody feels about you, rather than making it be what you need it to be from them. So we're seeing reality, we're seeing the truth, and we're seeing honesty, hopefully. There's an opportunity to disregard it, though, as well. So affirm what you need in September, Cancer. I think that it's going to see you really well into October if you affirm to see the honest truth of the situation and really prepare yourself for that. You know, sometimes the truth does hurt, but it hurts more the longer that it snowballs, you know. So I think that you're protected. I think that you're very guided. And as I said in the beginning of the reading, I feel that 95% of you truly are thriving during this time. So congratulations there. Enjoy the ending of the really burdensome weight on your shoulders. That's a wonderful silver lining for this month. And also enjoy the truth, because the truth truly can be a luxury. Most definitely. Anyway, Cancers, I've so enjoyed being here. Thank you again for being with me for these last 2 years. Comment below if you've been watching since like September of 2016. I would love to see if I still have any of my like original viewers left, or if it's more so new people. Like, yeah, I would love it if anyone would comment like how long they've been watching and all of that. I would so appreciate that. And also like what you're doing to work with this energy. I think that Cancers work really well by seeing examples of other Cancers commenting. It's very easy to level up by seeing what others are going through. You know, so yes, like and comment, and check the description box for any links. I'll have my social media there, and also all the things for booking private readings, etc. But I love you all, and we will be talking in October. Bye.